I guess I should probably start the recording again, huh? Are you ready to God? Are you ready to war? Boy.
In the time
Are you ready to
before the gods of Olympus, a great battle was waged. The wrath of the primordials. The very beings who forged the earth. Raged out of control for an eternity. And from this rage, this madness of war, the Furies were brought forth. Neither Titan nor God, mortal nor shade, the Furies were bound to no one. For they were the guardians of honor, the enforcers of punishment, the bane of traitors. When Zeus came to power, he found he had little to fear from the sisters. The Furies sought retribution only for those whom they deemed guilty.
Yeah, should spell out Brendan's name.
Traitors,
yeah, Brendan Lee Mulligan. BLM.
When the brute pledged a blood oath to Zeus, only to later betray the king of the gods, the Furies were quick to take action. The sisters relentlessly hunted the Aegean, and upon capturing the creature, tortured him without mercy. For the Furies believed death was too kind for this oathbreaker. Aegean the Hecatoncheires became an example to all. A special symbol for those who might think to break a blood oath with a god.
I'm gonna be 1,000%. I'm just gonna put in new. In literal tears? What happened? What happened? Oh, the first screen is an ad? Oh, wow! Hang on, I'm doing a fucking go live in the Discord server. That you have to exit out of. Honestly, Borderlands does the same thing. Starting up almost any Borderlands game, like when Borderlands 3 came out, when Tiny Tina's Wonderlands came out, it always opened with any of them. Even the original Borderlands game opened with an ad like, hey, you should pre-order Wonderlands. Alright. Marked by Archimedes' Colossal Tribute. Borderlands has DLC in various release dates. Yeah, it's specifically like it would tell you about the new game coming out. Borderlands 2, like the Handsome Collection, had like a big banner that would like come down and it was like, hey, Borderlands 3 is coming out. You should pre-order it on the PlayStation Store or something, or on Steam, whatever. So, I guess what's happening, party people? Welcome to God of War Ascension. God. Full disclosure, I have never finished this game. Oh, man. I'm gonna go to options real quick. There we go. I live... I've never ascended. So I do know that the story for this game revolves around Kratos' brother, who we've never heard of until this point, and is only ever mentioned once again in God of War Ragnarok for some reason, the most recent game in the franchise. Sure. Profile 1, create a profile. I don't remember the UI for this game being so ass. He was mentioned in one of the PSP games. Oh, fuck. Ghost of Sparta. The other one that I played very little of. I honestly really liked Chains of Olympus, the other PSP God of War game. I barely remember Ghost of Sparta, if I'm being honest. Deimos? I want to say it's Deimos, but Deimos is the name of the king of Sparga from, or Spargus from Jak 3. Was it also Deimos? Let's put my water all the way over there. That's fine. That's the correct pronunciation. Deimos? That's crazy. That New Game Plus beat the game. Wait, what? Beat the game on any difficulty. I thought I had to just beat the game. I thought it was saying beat the game on like normal or hard. Boy. Easy. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I want to spend as little time with God of War Ascension as possible. So the Jak and Daxter is Deimos. Alright, Deimos and Deimos. Okay.
Kratos, the great Spartan general, was finally defeated. Driven mad, tortured and uncertain of his surroundings, the warrior found himself captured like a frog.
I mean, the whole franchise was kind of up in the air because they just canceled a multiplayer game by Bluepoint Interactive. They just, like, canceled a bunch of stuff. The TV show has been on and off for a while. Wow, Kratos, what happened? So does this take place, like, after 3? Before 3. Okay.
Hello, Kratos.
Wait, is this... Wait. God. So...
What's wrong? You seem confused, Kratos. Having trouble remembering our special time together? But then again, we were rudely interrupted by my sister.
Is when the comic
So
takes...
never
Okay.
one who matters. Not to worry. I am quite skilled at teaching respect.
All right.
What you've taken. I owe you that. Is that the best you can offer? Your rage means nothing.
You're almost named Deimos. Alright, hang on. Freaking QuickTime events, I should probably... So is that Arachne? I think that's supposed to be
I
Arachne.
will not be ruined by immortal! You think you are special, but Ares shows you.
So I do know that this game is what gave the franchise, like, at this point, after 6 games, it was, or after 5 games, this being the 6th one, the franchise was experiencing a fatigue.
You are a worthless mortal!
So full disclosure, I know I've played some of this game. I don't even remember this tutorial level. Holy shit. What button do you press to pray? Hang on, I'm just gonna put in the Twitch tags. First playthrough. Starting this game up, I do not remember. Alright, so I have the Blades of Chaos. Okay. Bunch of weapons that I don't have yet. It looks like I collect Gorgon Eyes and Phoenix Feathers again. Artifacts. That's it? Artifacts and items?
Try as you might, you will never catch me!
Exacerbated. 1, 2, Ghosts of Sparta, Chains of Olympus, release 3, and then 2 or so years later release this. Yeah, that's what I mean, is the fatigue came at the fact that this is the 6th game that plays exactly like all the other ones. The franchise never innovated heavily on its own gameplay. A record from the scribe Hecatonchirus. Hecatonchirus. Hecatonchires. There. Every night they come into my cell, it is unspeakable what they do. Megara's parasites. Can I rid myself of them? Oh, that's... Okay, that's... that. Thanks, PlayStation. Alright, gang. I think we're about to die. Cheers. Let's try again. Don't worry, that's not closing your last game session. It already closed. You closed it. PlayStation. We love streaming. I have a physical copy of this game. If need be, I can just load it into my PlayStation 3, get my PS3 set up the adapters, set up the splitters, set up all the things I need to do, and then hope that it works. Is there anything I can do? Everything else is off. I'm trying to think if there's any way to free up my internet access if it's like an issue on my end. I could go into the settings possibly at some point. Slightly extra effort, either emulate or bust out my PS3 for PS3 games. Yeah. Whoops, did not mean to hit that. All right. Downloading update again? Dog, what? It said saving the second I opened that crate. So it better save. Last played, playtime, Prison of the Damned, continue game. Domain expansion. Work, damn you. Domain expansion, work, damn you. Think the Xenon Recomp is proof Sonic fans can do anything? I vote we find a way to stick them on PS3 emulation, followed by a cure for cancer. Please, God, I would have loved. I mean, I get it. Xbox architecture is easier to figure out than PlayStation architecture, but if they had instead focused on getting the PS3 version of Sonic Unleashed to work, but you imagine native PS3 ports? Ooh. Oh. Oh, man. There's so many stellar games on PS3 that are just, like, locked on that, like, horribly conceived console. All right. New square and triangle moves will be unleashed only when the rage meter is full. It feels good, you know, regardless of the whole, like, lack of innovation. It feels good. Cell processor as a base standard, but the 360 got fucked up by Microsoft patches, which is why Sonic Unleashed is like the only viable 360 game with all these features. R1 to interact with objects. Can't jump in there. There we go.
I am innocent. The gods forsake me.
We're all innocent. Shut your hole.
He is infected.
A record from the scribe, an oath to the gods who is too easily sworn and not as easily broken. The Furies see only their vision of right and wrong. Nah, it's incredible what fans can do. People who, like, love and are dedicated to the system and the hardware. You could turn these messages off. No, I guess I'll keep them on because I don't fucking know this game.
You will see how we treat Oathbreakers here!
Oh, does this take place right after killing Ares? Is that why this is happening? Because I broke my oath to my god? Is that why this is... Okay. Multi-hit weapon that can stun enemies when discarded.
It is time for you to meet your death! We will see how you fare against the Hecatoncheires!
Oh, the 100-headed... The 100-headed giants. The 3 100-headed giants, that's right. I know that myth. Or are they 100 arms? Definitely had a thing for hand. Look, it's just really fucking cool when you can, like, walk around. Or, like, when something, like, giant like that picks you up. These games have an incredible sense of scale. That's something they've always had. And when you have giant enemies... Man, this would be an incredible stage for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Waking up at 2 p.m. on Nintendo Direct. Waking up at 2 p.m. on Nintendo Direct Day is always interesting. Hearing about how many people are mad online. I woke up at 6 a.m. to watch the Direct. Poor day walk. Nah, I'm a morning person. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, the Hecatonkries are 100 armed giants. There's like 3 of them. I think they were sons of Kronos before the gods of Olympus. Genuinely, I feel like the intro cutscene with Gaia that explained it, but I'm just trying to remember. I believe the Hecatonkries were 100 armed giants, children of Kronos before the birth of the Greek gods as we know them. This is pretty cool. Woo! Wow. Great level name, guys. We really, we did it. The Sewers. The Fury Queen's son entered the world this night. Is he the prophecy's marked one? How can one so newly made be seen as such a failure by his father? Is that Zeus? Wow, I love Assassin's Creed mantling.
My sisters are too kind to you.
No, R1. I'm hitting R1. Doesn't like you grapple hook. Yeah. That's in Ragnarok. There are certain points in Ragnarok, like you can't just like grapple with the blades anywhere. But scientific fact. Grappling hook equal cooler game. I don't think there's ever been a point where somebody says, you know what, the grappling hook really made the game worse. Oh yeah, that's something God, that one was not on the list we were looking at, but yeah, something they announced on the Nintendo Switch 2 is an HD remaster director's cut of Yakuza 0. God, yeah. Balatro 2, now with grappling hook. To interact with object. Okay. Okay. Prisoner's Oath Stone. A glowing amber stone representing a prisoner's sworn oath, witnessed and enforced by the Furies. Beat the game to use this item. New, never before seen cutscenes in a game that probably has the single most cutscenes outside of the JRPG games. Well, they even had, like, unique cutscene styles where, like, it wasn't quite a still image. Like, people were standing there and, like, you could see them, like, slightly breathing. Or, like, I remember there was one in particular where there was a guy, it was like a cutscene, a guy in a car, and like there was smoke coming off of his cigarette, but nothing else was moving. Yeah, the Japanese film noir style. Yeah. I think those look pretty nice. Because it was a little more interesting than just like Yakuza's in-game the Kiryu's in-game model just standing there with like the text the text boxes, and no. Hello? Okay, I'm not okay.
I will not indulge you as my sister.
He bears a mark like I have never seen. He is the one! He will free us from the Fury's grasp! He is cursed! Stay away!
Okay. Yeah. We talked about it earlier this week. I think the reason they called it the Nintendo Switch 2 is because of the horrible marketing of the Wii and the Wii U. Because like they've done Nintendo, Super Nintendo, DS, 3DS, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP. Like the naming conventions have always been like a little consistent, little off. Like the N64 and the GameCube are the only standalone Nintendo, the mainstream Nintendo systems. The Virtual Boy, I guess. But I think after the Wii to the Wii U debacle or fiasco, even, I think they were finally like, we can't trust people. We can't trust people because they're stupid. The PlayStation works with just numbering their shit. People know the difference between a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 and a PlayStation 5. We'll just call it the Nintendo Switch 2, so families know that it's different. I think it's a lack of confidence in the layman consumer market. All right. Honestly, I'm impressed because I think the Switch is one of the longest life cycles for a console before a sequel console was even released. Switch was going to sell amazingly, absolutely. But I mean, like, you had like SNES games still coming out after the N64 came out. But I mean, like, before, like, the time span between the Switch coming out and the announcement of the Switch 2. Because the Switch came out in, like, 2017. Which was 8 years ago. An 8-year lifespan for an almost decade-long lifespan for a console is actually pretty fucking crazy. Like, the PlayStation 3, I think, was also 8 years. Like, 2004, 2005 to, like, 2005 to, like, 2013, I think. Like, it's... When you can go anywhere from, like, you know... God, what, 3 years between the Wii U and the Switch versus, you know, I think maybe 5 years between the PS2 and the PS3. 5 years between, or maybe 6 years between the PSX and the PS2. My issue is just that it has one exclusive launch game. Like, you need a game base for people to want to buy your console. Like, Mario Kart World looks awesome. I think it looks great for a fucking Mario Kart game. Nintendo Switches at launch are still chugging after a potential decade of abuse. Yeah, like... Mario Kart... Mario Kart... Hello? Here we go. Yeah, Mario Kart World is not enough for me to buy the Switch 2. I appreciate them taking an extra month for the next Donkey Kong game. You know, instead of just, you know, sending it out to be a launch title, they want to make sure it's done. It's releasing like a month later, but... That closed. I understand. Switch 1 technically only had 1-2 Switch as an exclusive. I'd prefer Nintendo to avoid the Sony route of blowing their load at the start. So, Sony's issue isn't that they blew their load at the start, because even at launch, the PS5 didn't have that many games. It's that PlayStation went all in with this live service model. So PS5 has had a bunch of exclusives. It's just that they were all live service games that maybe lasted a year. Destruction All-Stars, Foam Stars, oh god, what was that one? It's like... Not Zom 100, that's a fucking anime. What was that fucking... I don't know. But they have, like, Fair Play coming up. Fair Play $sign. Fair $sign Play, whatever that game is called. Cyclops. One second, let me, half of them, and it's led to this dry spell? Yeah, I mean... I do definitely blame... God, was it Herman Holst, I think is the guy that recently stepped down from Sony. I do blame Herman Holst a bit for what's going on, but... Because, like, he... Was it Herman who spearheaded Concord? Like, Concord was his baby? And then I gotta go there. Okay, I was about to say, is that gonna close? Is that gonna open? Hooray! Blades of Chaos, new move unlocked. L1 and cross. Hey! Cyclone of Fury, that's actually, like, my favorite. I fucking love that move.
Glory be to Olympus! I am free!
Sure, buddy.
I'll speak this turn!
Leave me alone. I'm pressing the buttons. I pressed the... Go fuck yourself. I pressed the button. One thing I'll always appreciate about God of War is the monster design. I do think this boss fight's pretty sick. It's like Parasite coming out of the Hecatonkries. I am actually concerned for Xbox first party aside from Blizzard and Bethesda, because it just seems like they don't know what to do anymore. Sony seems to be getting on a better track, especially since they're going full ham on PC stuff and it's selling like hotcakes. Yeah, and they've got some things porting over to Switch. They have some things on the horizon, not a whole lot, but they've got like games releasing, you know. Even if it's just like 4 or 5. I mean, Xbox has a couple too. Like, April has South of Midnight, which I was really excited for. It's an Xbox first party game coming out. Hopefully it'll be on other platforms. But I just think about the fact that like Xbox, and again, I think console exclusivity is not good. Such a delightful parachute to have. We lost a couple million, failed game, porting into PC, and million money will pour in. Now, what was I saying? For Xbox, I keep thinking like, man, there are a couple Xbox games that I would like to play, and then I look at the PlayStation Store and they're being ported anyway. Like, hang on, there was like a handful. Let me look at my PlayStation wish list real quick. Hang on, on my PlayStation wish list, so the new Indiana Jones game, which is an Xbox game, which enjoyed sometime exclusive to, can you imagine if they ported PlayStation Classics to Steam? Sony could Scrooge McDuck that shit? Oh my god, if they just, here's the thing. They release PlayStation classics every now and then with like PS4, PS5, like kind of remasters, like to run natively on the console instead of streaming the PS3 remaster. The Jack and Daxter games, the Sly Cooper games. If and when that happens with the Ratchet and Clank games, so I don't have to stream the PS3 versions, once there are native like versions on PS4 and PS5 for like the first 10 Ratchet and Clank games, it's so Jover because they're going to give them new trophy lists. So that's 2 new trophy lists for PS4, PS5 across 10 games. I'm not playing anything else forever. Forever. Forget the stream games. I'm just playing those. You can't stop me. They could do 1 launch drop and then drip feed us more games and we'd buy it. It's fucking crazy. So yeah, the new Indiana Jones game, Forza Horizon 5. I saw that and I was like, oh, that Forza on a PlayStation? Okay. Because that's like the open world one, and I just want a good open world driving game. So Forza Horizon 5. Age of Mythology Retold, I'm waiting to go on sale. My partner loved the original, so I'm waiting for that to go on sale. I feel like there's another one. No, that might just be it. I have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I got it free with my PC upgrade with my new graphics card. But if that inevitably goes on sale, like really cheap or something, yeah, Forza, Age of Mythology, all of these games that I know are Xbox exclusive, where I'm thinking like, Xbox has some games that I want to play. They're being ported to PlayStation. Yeah, killing blow. Alright, quick time events. What are my button prompts? Oh my god, Silksong was on... Oh, I fucking forgot. Silksong was in the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. They absolutely said Silksong is coming out in 2025. They had gameplay of Silksong. They were like, Silksong is coming out in 2025, and it's going to be on the Switch 2. I fully fucking forgot about that. Oh my god. Again, I woke up to watch the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I watched that even before having coffee. I was not awake. I saw it, but I was not, you know. Aegean, the Hecatoncres, the first to break a blood oath. The Furies tortured him, twisting his flesh and bones into the dark walls of this prison. I hope Silksong burns Nintendo. And then they go to Sony and ask if they could be included in their lineup in 2027. Make it a 3P. Give them the hat trick? Silksong hat trick? Silksong hat trick would be incredible. And then at the end, reveal Silksong wasn't real and it was a social experiment. Fans would go, my time has come. Turn into petals like Master Ukwe.
Meet your end.
Now, you know when, you know the old woman at the end of Titanic? I've waited 87 years. That meme. That's what's gonna happen. Zoomers are gonna be so fucking old. Zoomers and Gen Alpha are gonna be ancient, and then Silksong, which has been in development for 3 generations, is gonna come out. Like, the children of these developers are gonna be working on it. It has passed hands dozens of times. Hello? There we go. Tell fans to fuck off. Yeah, it's not cool. Don't be a fuckhead to people online. Just because you have the anonymity of the internet does not give you an excuse to be a fuckhead online. Oh god, this depth perception is fucking terrible. You know what I just realized? We've been seeing a lot of that little saving thing at the bottom corner, like the PS3 saving screen. There's no checkpoints in this game. This is the first God of War game without checkpoints. The like save points with the golden light coming out of the ground. I just noticed that. I was like, huh. We haven't like had an opportunity to save it in a little bit. We've never had an opportunity to save it. It's just auto-saving on its own. Fact fucking Ubisoft who ignores underlying issues Major League Sports acknowledged it has a problem is terrible. It's genuinely the fact that Ubisoft's like management was like, hey, here's how to deal with harassment online, and they had like seminars and they have lots of like team stuff where it's like, hey, like for the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, here's how to exist online as a Ubisoft employee. I mean, it sucked that their whole the whole ethos kind of boiled down to just don't tell people you're a Ubisoft employee. Don't tell people you worked on Assassin's Creed Shadows. You're not allowed to celebrate. Be careful. You can celebrate the thing that you worked really hard on, but we recommend that you don't celebrate the thing you worked really hard on. Because you'll just get harassed. Go, go, go. This feels really slow, janky, and not great. Yeah, no, this actually does not feel great. Over. Up. Alright. Bad actors constantly go, so now we can't criticize the games? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was constructive feedback, that your game was fucking terrible and you should KYS yourself. That helps nobody. You are actually just being, like, a detrimental, like, piece of shit in society. You should not be allowed to exist anywhere, let alone online. I think you need to... art can absolutely be criticized. However, it needs to be a fucking valid criticism from a real place, not just like, I'm racist, so you should die. Like, that's not conducive to any kind of helpful, like, conversation. It is the first traitor who was made to house us. The walls, they breathe. The Hecatoncheires is the one who began this madness. Every Oathbreaker is tortured. Hiding behind... That's just how gay beginners deal with... It doesn't have to be. That's the... But that just goes into a larger issue of, like, well, that's just how it is. Like, in people rolling over for the system, like, the terrible systems in place, instead of saying, hey, let's change the terrible systems in place. Like, no, so the economy is fucked. You just have to work 90 hours a week to survive. You make 3 times minimum wage and you can't live. You gotta fucking work harder. Like, that's not the goal. The goal should not be to kill yourself to live. The Fury Megara seeks only punishments of the flesh, but it is the Fury Tisiphone whose tricks are more cruel. Oh, it's them. Alecto, Tisiphone, and Megara. That gaming culture argument is why the basement dweller stereotype still exists. Yeah. Alright, since there's no checkpoints, I was gonna wait till a checkpoint to run to the bathroom. I gotta use it, so you can just sit here and listen to the wind. Take care of yourselves, make sure you're staying hydrated, eating, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll be back in a minute. What did I catch? I just fish and then walk away. What did I catch? Gaming culture will always manifest and fester as long as competitive multiplayer games exist. I've been enjoying Marvel Rivals a lot, but it's been nostalgic. Hearing people talk shit like they do in the Call of Duty days. Uh-oh.
Oh, the gods have rewarded us.
YouTube's not gonna like this.
Glory to Eros. He has given us a champion. Come, champion. Show me your strength.
I think this is a trick of Tisiphone, like that thing we literally just found. Can I leave? Alright. Looking Kratos' face! Kratos' face, he's like... This fucking face! Kratos' face is like... Whoop.
They are nothing. Come with me and experience the greatest of pleasures.
Oh my god, that's Nika Futterman! Oh my god, I thought she sounded familiar. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
He is mine! I will take care of this!
That was Alecto. That was Alecto and her tricks. The gameplay feels good. It's it's a really tight God of War game.
For the last time, Spartan!
Oh, he's still alive. The Hecatoncheires is still alive. Oh god. Rip and Tear applies more to Kratos than Doom. God, I should play the new Doom games. Those soundtracks go hard. Alright, that's pretty fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh. You look vulnerable. You look fleshy. Man, I would love to fucking see anything. It's such a cool spectacle fight, but, yeah, no, I'm having a hard time seeing, like, fucking anything. Oh, that thing again. Or are you new? Alright, halfway there. Finally, this finally feels like the end of this fucking boss encounter. We've been going for like an hour. We've gotten teases of other boss encounters with the Furies, right? Like we've seen Megara, we've seen Electa, or no, we saw Tisiphone. It's like, okay, we're gonna be fighting the Furies throughout. Like those are the villains. I will say, not the coolest first boss fight in a God of War game. I do think this is the best, like, monster design. Like, it's fighting the hand that's nice. Nah, I do really enjoy this monster design of the parasite in the 100-hand giant.
Focusing only on the task ahead, Kratos struggled to remember the weeks prior to his imprisonment. To the time when he set out to break his bond with Ares, the god of war.
3 weeks earlier. Shut up.
Your mind is troubled. Your skills are still without equal.
Do you have business with me?
I do. But this is not the manner to discuss it.
I see no other way.
You have no reason to trust me, Spartan. I only ask that you try. Your thoughts are not your own, but I can help you.
He's just at home. This is just Kratos' house.
I believe these belong to you.
This is just Kratos' house.
Use these items to still your mind, Kratos. Do not let illusion deceive you. Have the visions ceased?
I see only you.
Good. You will need this skill for the path ahead.
And what path is that?
The path of freedom, Kratos.
Freedom.
Yes, freedom. Freedom from the Furies who relentlessly hunt you in the name of Ares, and ultimately, freedom from your bond to the god of war himself.
Break an oath with a god. Of all the minds in question, mine is not the one to worry about.
You waver from sound mind to illusion in the beat of a heart. Is that any life for a great warrior? The Furies are near. They cannot know I speak with you. I will draw them away. The truth waits for you in Delphi, Kratos. Seek the Oracle.
Okay. That's another great Greek tentpole. Oh, the Oracle at Delphi. Go there. Spoils of war. These small tokens from the past keep you from slipping deeper into the insanity of the Furies. So this was his house with his family, the one that burned, and okay. That's crazy that we actually get to see Kratos' burnt up house where he was still living. The village of Kira. Message from a villager of Kira. We were once a thriving town, but then he came. Now we are empty. Now we are nothing. Did you have any interest on split fiction? Yeah! That might be something I play like off stream with my partner or something. Or maybe if she's interested, we can do a stream together on, like, days that we share together. Because she works on most of my stream days, so. The thing is, like, I'm more interested in split fiction than I am It Takes Two. But I also am kind of coming around to like, okay, maybe I will play It Takes Two. Gorgon Eye, please also be a Phoenix Feather. And A Way Out thing of story is kind of shit. Gameplay's fantastic. I think the story for A Way Out is very good. It's just one of those stories that, like, once you know the, like, twists, it's very hard to come back to. It's like I know what happens. How am I supposed to feel invested if I know the twists? Which, I guess, no spoilers for those games. I don't like spoiling too many things for people, so. But, I mean, A Way Out is how old? Like a decade? Yeah, 2014, 2015, that feels right. Club. Hooray, club. What are you? Oh my god. I'm just thinking, all I can think of is Loxodon, but that's like a Magic the Gathering, fucking D&D species. What is there actually a Greek myth of an elephant, of an elephantine? Yo, it's Ganesh. What are you doing here, dog? Kratos is just like, yo, what the fuck? I haven't even been to India yet. What the fuck? Ganesh, what the hell? Fun rather than a game that tells a story. I've seen a lot of gameplay of It Takes Two. I never saw the ending. I do not know how that game ends, but I did see a lot of gameplay of it. Kratos Atreus fighting through Indian mythology would be 5 times cooler than Egyptian. Yeah. The thing is, I think they're afraid to tiptoe around religions that still have, like, a lot of active practicing, like, Hinduism is still practiced in regions of the world, and I feel like they're too afraid of possible controversy. Can't have shit in Greece. Can you imagine, like, something like Zoroastrianism? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, the closer, like, you start, like, come on. I'm like, almost landing on it. Can I not jump? Game around Scientology. So good that the haters can't fight it. You know what? You know what? Hold up. Let them cook. Make a game that is literally so good, nobody can be mad about it. I want up there. I'll probably get like a big stone slab that I'm supposed to push over somewhere else, and then I can... And the gods said, let them cook. Now, I'd be down for a Hindu God of War. Do Baldur's Gate 3 did so good that people exclude it from arguments. Ooh. Cubed steak. Nice. Hang on. Interesting. So my Blades of Chaos remain at the level they were at in the main timeline. So this is clearly a flashback. 3 weeks earlier, this is a flashback. Which is a great way to break up the pacing. I like it. Not. I don't mean break up the pacing in like a bad way. I just mean it kind of staggers the story beats in an interesting way. However, it is very funny to be like, oh, the story is still happening. Don't worry about it. But I'm also just getting stronger in flashbacks. Circe's Vial. A vial of deadly poison used to threaten the town of Kira's water supply. Beat the game to use this item. Give me something. I'll take a second Phoenix Feather. Can I... Let's make the most easily disprovable religion of all time. Oh my god. That and Mormonism. One of the things with the Church of the Latter-day Saints is they're like, our text is directly translated from like this language. Like they in their tenets, in their teaching, they're like, we are a direct translation of this language, and there are no like. One of the things is like there are no Latin or Greek roots in the Church of the Latter-day Saints. Like we don't have. This wasn't translated from Greek or Latin. We don't have ties to those languages. In the text, there are names of Greek origin. There are just straight up like Greek names in their scripture. Maybe goofy, but at least the people are mostly nice. Oh yeah, really nice people. And I hate saying, wow, you're nice, but also easily disprovable religion. Like I don't like getting too... That feels just nasty. You know, like I think that religion... I do believe that society today would not exist without religion. I think we needed that commonality, that understanding of the unknown, that sense of like what, you know... I don't want to say like people needed to be controlled, people needed to be told what to do, but yeah, people needed to be kind of controlled, because up until religion, it was just biggest and the strongest survive. Mormonism be dominant religion, some sort of correlation. So the biggest and the strongest survived, and they got to kill whoever they wanted. They ruled through brutality. And I think God, was it Patton Oswalt that had a fucking stand-up bit on this where he was like, hey, I'm gonna tell the big brute killing everybody, if you don't kill people while you're down here, when you die, you go to a magic place where you can have as much free stuff as you want. And that was like the birth of religion. Was like, hey, if you try to be a good person here, when you die, you'll go somewhere nice. But if you're a bad person when you die, you go somewhere bad. Your soul, your consciousness, your soul, whatever people wanted to call it, your essence, would go somewhere bad. Or like in reincarnation, it's like if you're a good person, you'll keep coming back as something better and better. If you're a bad person, you'll keep coming back as something worse and worse. You know, that was like the birth of karma. Where am I supposed to go? Should I take this over here? I already took it over here. Up those stairs? Can I take it this way? Yeah, so I am not a religious person. However, I am happy that we as a society have religion. I'm happy that we as a society... I'm glad that it exists. I think that it is a great tool for people who need help. You know, like you hear all of these born-again Christians who are like, I would have killed myself if it wasn't for religion. Awesome. If religion helps people, you know, get through a hard time, that's great. Now time for the big fucking asterisk. Religion, as an ancient scripture, teaches some terrible things as well. More people have died in the name of God than anything else. The Crusades were awful. The homophobic, transphobic, you know, racist teachings of the scripture, of a lot of scripture. You know, there's a lot of sexism. There's a lot of like, where am I supposed to fucking go, honestly? Because my god, again, thinking about, I think I'm supposed to go there. Thinking about like stand-up comedians who have talked about this, George Carlin. The argument then became, do you believe in God? No. Pfft, dead. Do you believe in God? Yes. Do you believe in my God? No. Pfft, dead. They started whole wars over that shit. How do I get up there? How do I get up there? Age like a fine one. I miss him. I was like just old enough to start understanding the things that he was talking about when he passed away. So like I had heard some of his stand-up, some of his more recent stand-up, like his specials from after the turn of the millennium. And then like when he passed away, I started like watching a lot of his old stuff. His transformation in terms of his stand-up style is incredible. And HBO, or not called HBO anymore, Max has a 2-part documentary on him and like his career, and it's legitimately fascinating to see him go from like how easily he could have fallen into the trap of like that juvenoia trap, that juvenistic trap of like, my generation is the best. The generation before us sucks. The generation after us sucks. Like, he could have easily fallen into that trap, but that was more of a Gen X thing. And he's a little before that. I think he was technically a baby boomer. I think I'm supposed to get up there, but I don't know how. Hey, Arrow, have you played this? You've played this, right? Where am I supposed to go? Like Dave Shitpell? Yeah, I mean, Patton Oswalt is another one where like a lot of his early stuff is kind of cringe. Oh, fuck. Duh. A lot of Patton Oswalt's early stuff is, again, that Gen X style, like, oh, we gotta push the envelope, we gotta tell really edgy jokes. And it, like, but then like once he got married, once he started having kids, he was like, I don't need to be a bitter person. Try to do it after B3, fair. Oh, there we go, alright. Yeah, no, like, and I mean, like, my taste in comedians changes over the years. Like, God, I want to say, like, in high school, you know, I was a big fan of Patton Oswalt in high school, and I still watch his stand-up specials as they come out, but, like, it's only fine. My current favorite is Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson is a stand-up comedian who blew up last year. Last year was sort of his big, like, coming out year, even though he's like been doing it for years. But he uploads like once a week. He uploads like new material to his YouTube channel once a week. He's doing like 5 shows a week or something. Like he's out here working, and he's doing an incredible job. His hard work is paying off immensely. Yeah, I think it was like a decade ago, Kevin Hart like produced a little like 15 minute half an hour special of his. But I'm a big fan of Josh Johnson. I like John Oliver just fine. I still watch a lot of Last Week Tonight. John Marco Ceresi is another like online, like uploads a lot of his material online to his YouTube channel. John Marco Ceresi is a lot of fun. I don't follow him as diligently as I do Josh Johnson. But like his stuff shows up in my feed and I watch it. Ron Funches. Is it Funch or Funches? I think it's Funches. Ron Funches. Yeah. The voice actor for King Shark in the Harley Quinn show. He's got some very fun stand-up. And again, his stuff has changed over the years because he had a kid and he's a little bit different now. But his stand-up used to be, like, the way that he would describe his career is like, I just get high and giggle in front of strangers. I like a lot of dry humor, like Stephen Wright, who I don't even know if Stephen Wright, how well his stuff has aged. It's just been a while. Oh, who was that comedian? Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg. Every now and then I think about him. He was a stand-up comedian. I could never get a read on him, but his delivery, like, he's one of those comedians where, like, okay, what he says might not be the funniest thing, but like the way he says it, you know, he sounds like everything he says sounds like an incredible revelation that like a stoned guy has at 3 a.m. But yeah, George Carlin is probably, I would say George Carlin is probably my favorite stand-up comedian. I've liked his stuff the longest. He's one that I consistently go back to. I will say in terms of, he's very fun. I like his, you know, angry, surly attitude that he developed. The one, like, I'm not as bitter as he is, but like, I get it. It's one of those things, like, I see him like, yeah, like that. My outlet for being like surly and pissed and mad is watching somebody else be surly, pissed, and mad. Watching George Carlin be mad about shit, I'm like, yeah, fuck the people in power.
For those who seek the truth,
Huh?
the heat of Ares' fire has no burn.
Why is there just an Ares gate? What? Anyway. Oh, who else? I feel like there are some other stand-up... I guess Randy Feltface. Randy Feltface is another one that I like. I don't follow really diligently, but he shows up in my feed. Oh, there's an Australian woman. There's an Australian woman who I also like. Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. That's gonna bother me. Hang on. Australian stand-up comedian. George Carlin is still one of my favorites. Bit of fame recently. Steve Hofstetter. Steve Hofstetter. 1 second. Jenny Tian. Jenny Tian is a stand-up I also really like. She has this bit. Oh god, wait. Education Sydney, born in Finland. Born in Finland to Chinese parents, moved to Sydney, New South Wales when she was 3 and okay. Had to find his name. All good. Yeah, no, Sydney Tian, or Tian. She has a great bit about like how to fight against racism. Cause she's children of Chinese immigrants, and somebody was being like racist, like, oh, just because you're born here doesn't make you a citizen to her, and her response was just to like call them a cunt, and it's like, what's more Australian than that? That was like the joke, is like, what's more Australian than that? Go fuck yourself. And I respect that immensely. Steve Hofstad. I'm just gonna Steve Hofstetter. Huh. I don't recognize this guy. I'll keep this page up. I'll look into him. I'll look into him later. Not ringing a bell though. Huh. Fire of Ares. Unleash your fury and stun surrounding enemies with Ares fire. Incinerating enemies yields gold orbs. I want to say like Lily, not Lily Tomlin. She has After Midnight. At After Midnight or something. Hang on. After Midnight game show. Taylor Tomlinson. Yeah, Taylor Tomlinson. She's also funny. Yeah, no. Big fan of her. Which is something I respect greatly. A true comedian can make fun without being a complete dick. Absolutely. Power up. Wow, they look a little different. Now they've got... Ew, why are they... They got red veins now. Ew. New move, Spirit of Hercules, Valor of Hercules, Olympic Ascension, Falling Helios, and increased damage. Unlock evade attacks and increase damage. Alright, Fire of Ares cost 1,000 to level up. I believe you can... Okay, so there's this theorem on comedy, and I know that adding, like, a scientific theorem to comedy defeats a lot of the fun, but comedy is benign violation. The point of a comedian is to... And there was a comedian, I can't remember his name, but he had a joke that was full of words that I can't say. That people can't say. But he was using jokes like full of these words. And he said, and that's the point. I'm a comedian and my job is you people, the audience, giving me permission to make these jokes. And not in like a mean or crude way. It was a joke about him and his buddy just talking to each other. But again, the way he said it was funny. And he said, the key to being a comedian, though, is that I can say it. You can't tell your friend, oh, you should have been at the comedy show last night. He said he had a great joke about expletives, you know, expletive. Can't say that. Comedy is benign. I can't remember where I first heard this. Comedy is benign violation. Oh, I should probably actually do the thing they want me to do. But yeah, the idea is just that it's like if ever there were a time, a comedian is the person to do it. You know, like you can be offensive to like the people in office. I don't think that's punching down. It is never punching down if you're talking about a corporation, if you're talking about people in power, anybody in power. If what you're making fun of is what they're doing, not who they are. You know, punching down and, you know, the offensive thing is, you know, oh, person in power. The joke is that they are a person of color, not because they're a good or bad political leader, but because, oh, so-and-so bad because woman in power. That's not a good joke. You know, a good joke is if they fuck up. You know, make fun of someone for what they do, not who they are. That's the line between punching down and satire, you know. A message from a villager of Kira. Even the gods of Olympus cannot save us from ourselves. The fate of our village lies within one warrior. Was it me? Was it me? I think it was me. Haha, that's me. Aw, poor cow. I want that up there. There's 2 boxes. 3 boxes. So these are hallucinations. Like, literally the point of this was to be like, hey, Kratos' mental health is not great. He's hallucinating. This village is abandoned and empty. Yeah, I don't think this is real. I'm getting XP from it, so that's fine. So I need 12,000 for the next level of my Blades of Chaos? Alright. Hey, second Gorgon Eye. It's easy to tell when a comedian has run out of steam thanks to the, well, they're making racist jokes. We gotta take them out back. Put them down. Alright, so now I can't get back. Interesting. Sling? Okay, but how do I use the sling? What? Releases an energy charge. Oh, that's my equipped weapon, or that's the fucking pickup weapon. Okay. Cool, I sure hope this leads to something. I sure hope this whole flashback sequence means something. Yep, I'll do that in a second. I see boxes back. No, I'll do that later. Yeah, that's great. It's a big water wheel. Yeah. Yeah, I don't need that. Oh. Fuck. Okay, so this winds it down, and then I have to... I see. There we go. I'm gonna see if there's anything on the blue platform. I'll never complain about the length of a My Hero Academia arc ever again. Look, Naruto is my favorite shonen, and the unfortunate thing is Naruto leads incredibly strong with one of its best arcs. The Mist Village arc with Zabuza. That's like... Yeah, the Mist Village arc with Zabuza is like one of the best arcs. But also like... An arc used to mean something. Nowadays in anime, a season of anime, this is something I've noticed, a season of anime might have like 2 or 3 arcs. Back in the good old days, arcs used to be like a season. There used to be a season dedicated to something. Hell, in Naruto, there's like the Akatsuki arc, which is divided into... My Hero Academia is 2 to 3 arcs. Yeah, and like... So, like, in Naruto, the Akatsuki arc is like half of Shippuden. Half of Naruto Shippuden. I guess that's not fair, because there's a ton of filler in, like, the second to last arc. The second to last arc in Naruto Shippuden has a lot of filler. But, so I guess, like, half of the canon Shippuden stuff, or I guess a third of all of Naruto Shippuden, which is like 600 episodes, is like one arc, but they divide it into arcs based on... It follows like a group of villains, and then it's like, okay, so this is like one arc of them dealing with this group of villains, but then each villain kind of gets their own arc. Like, oh, okay, so for the next season of Naruto, we're fighting this guy. Gotcha. Child died of thirst. Just don't be thirsty. The door is blocked by a cave-in. The aqueduct's destruction has cut off safe passage to the harbor. Also, Naruto has some absolute bangers for intros. Go by the band Flow. Incredible. Hero's Comeback. Anything by Asian Kung Fu Generation, who also did Erased. Seems to be doing well on pacing the arcs the first season. I've actually heard... So, I have a friend who read, like, all of Solo Leveling, or at least however much there was, before the anime started. Like, this guy loves Solo Leveling. Like, this guy was, like, absorbed with it before the adaptation. He actually says the pacing is fucking terrible, because what they do is, they will, they will start teasing the next arc or the next stage of something before wrapping up the next one. So I don't watch Solo Leveling, but he described this to me where, like, they spent like a whole episode setting up the next arc, being like, oh, here's what the next arc is going to be about. And then the actual last fight of the current arc, which was a lot of chapters and it was a really cool big epic fight, was instead like 5 minutes. Like, they cut down, like, they cut down on the cool parts. They, like, fluctuated it, and they spend a lot of time on build-up, and then the actual payoff, fucking nothing. but that's just hearsay from somebody that I know is, like, super invested. Welcome back, dude. Complaining about his booty butt cheeks. The budge on the animation is carrying it very hard. Message from a villager of Kira. We were the guardians of Delphi's secret path, and now we are nothing but dust. Kratos says, damn, that sucks anyway. Who writes down that they're failing? Kratos is like looking at this note. You failed. Why would you document your failures? Kill all witnesses. There are no failures. I meant the spacing of the manhwa arcs. I do wish they had more than 13 episodes. Solo leveling is the new Demon Slayer. That means nothing to me. As somebody who never watched Demon Slayer, there was a time where I was just so shonened out. I was not watching any of the new show. The only shonen I've gone back and like actually watched in the time that I was away from new anime has been My Hero. I went back and like watched My Hero, caught up on My Hero, but like I guess Jujutsu Kaisen, but I've only seen the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen and then JJK 0. I haven't seen season, or I've started season 2, but I haven't finished it yet. People have already fucking spoiled it for me anyway. I have this one fucking friend who's like, "Oh, something happens, teehee," and I'm like, "Well, now you're giving me expectations. Now that I fucking know something happens." Thanks, asshole. Not sucks. So like I can't get excited over JJK season 2 because I fucking know what happens. Which fucking blows. Story is very mid to bad, but its fans love the OG art style. They pump the project full of funds for animation department to go wild so it can be eye candy. I think before that we had Bleach. I think Bleach was Demon Slayer before Demon Slayer then. Story is booty butt cheeks, but damn if it doesn't look cool. Damn if those fights don't sword. God, I can't believe I'm starting to get to that age where I'm like, oh, anime's not what it used to be. There've always been good and bad anime. There will continue to be good and bad anime. Broken chest. This chest is old and decayed. But I didn't break it. I didn't open that chest. Yeah? I want. That's got goodies in it. Goodies for me. I am the god of war. I want my goodies. Okay, I see now. Oh yeah, I think it's super cool when things outside of, like, one of my favorite shonen that like I still read the manga for is by a French author. I think technically it's called a franwa. Why no, get out of there. Can't go in there. Okay. Fish. You know what this means. Fish. Golden red-eye rud. What do I do here? Do I break you? Ah. Ah. Okay, I'm just dead. Press R1 when in range of a golden halo. How much you read manhwa? If there's one to recommend, it's definitely solo leveling. Hang on. Solo leveling. Solo leveling, Portal Fantasy? Yeah, paperback as well as just reading online. Yeah, my friend reads it online. Portal Fantasy is just half-assing an isekai. Portal Fantasy is just not willing to commit to the bit. If I put that there, what happens? Okay. And then it continues to roll. Okay. No! Damn it. Almost like an apocalypse in some instances. I just find it boring. I don't know how to describe it. If they're just normal people that are thrust, like, I think isekai is a... Come on. I definitely see what some people see in the genre. My issue with isekai is that it feels like a very easy way to explain your fantasy world. Like, oh, how do I justify my fantasy world to somebody not from my fantasy world? We'll make it an isekai so that the main character is an idiot who has to have everything explained to them. Yeah, and I mean, okay, to be fair, if we want to talk about, like, oh, the idea of somebody entering a portal, into the fantasy world where the fantasy is contained, and then they leave and it's separate. Like isekai is different because that's very much like, oh, I'm not necessarily stuck, but isekai is like, oh, how do I differentiate this? Portal Fantasy in my brain, Portal Fantasy is Alice in Wonderland, whereas isekai is Wizard of Oz, if that makes sense. Is this normal? Is this supposed to stay here now? Okay. Ow. Okay, so this is staying. Why did the... Okay, and there's something to pick up, and that looks like it's ready to break. Okay. Well, what was the point of that room, then? Wait a minute. Oh, God, another one of these. Some kind of Gorgon creature. Or is this just a snake creature? She's got, like, the Cobra hood, so... I don't think this is a Gorgon. Snake head instead of snake hair, you know? Oh, and the cat's going nuts. Okay, he probably wants to be fed. No, it is a Gorgon. Broken chest, old and decayed. Alright, so somebody else is going around breaking open these chests. Alright. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go feed him. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you're staying hydrated, eating, all that good stuff. I will be right... Actually, could I leave this on pause so there's ambient sound? Okay, I think we're good. I'll be right back. I have returned. Alright. Why did he go, Hurrah! Push open a door? He didn't even throw it. It's never a good sign when they give me health and magic chests. Another. Of all the prophecies I have seen, this one haunts my dream. The full truth of this nightmare yet remains hidden. Alright. That's some kind of code, I guess. Probably for an online arena. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a healthier space than like the manga anime pipeline, but I'm hitting R1. I'm hitting R1. What are you doing? Chest is old and decayed. The sister. No, that was just a button input problem. That wasn't even because we're streaming. No? No, the controller's fine. No, again, it was just a button input problem. I was pressing R1, and he was instead doing a different animation. Like, when I press R1, he throws this thing out to grab. So he was just doing this animation over and over again when I tap R1. But the other prompt for R1 was up to activate a thing. It was just that the image came up, or the prompt came up to press R1, but I was not standing in the spot to trigger that not animation, but to trigger that prompt. The thing came up saying that the prompt was there, but I was not standing in the spot to activate the prompt. It was just a misaligned. The two things were misaligned. Hey, finally, health upgrade. I feel like you have misinput problems a lot. Well, sometimes it is just straight up that, like, a controller doesn't read my button input. And to be fair, this controller is... God, when did this color come out? It's probably like a 7-year-old controller, honestly. Eh. Seven or 8-year-old controller at this point. Like, I'm not surprised if it's the controller dying, but like... It's always like a unique button input problem. Because sometimes it's that the input is not read. Sometimes, if I'm streaming a game, it's like... The input is read different. Like sometimes, God, what game was that? It's like I was pressing like left and it was pointing me up or something. I don't remember. Uh-oh. This is actually pretty cool. This is a cool... Okay, now we're in like a... Now we're in a cool jungle environment. Alright, change of scenery.
Take the Ice of Poseidon and you will find your path.
Okay. So the fire of Hades and the ice of Poseidon. I mean, is it just the ice of Poseidon because he's the god of the ocean? There's like actual gods and goddesses of these things, not just, oh, he's the water guy, so he gets the ice power. And this give me a feeling they were tinkering with that new camera angle for a while. I feel like that doesn't add up. No, it doesn't really. But yeah, no, there are some, visually speaking, there are some things in this that do remind me of what was cooking for, oh, it's just ice added onto my blades. They now, like, glow blue. That's gonna need a mark. Okay, so fire, ice. Yeah, okay, so it's just an element on my Blades of Chaos now. Okay, so fire, ice. Alright. Is electricity going to be another one? It just doesn't feel super inventive for 6 games into the franchise just to be like, oh, I know it's a spin-off game. I know this is technically the 3rd spin-off game, prequel, sequel, but, like, it just doesn't feel... Especially after 3. This came out after 3. Thank God all those opposite elements can be utilized on the same weapon. Yeah, but what if I want, like, a cool steam ability and I put fire on one of my Blades of Chaos and ice on the other Blade of Chaos? And then I end up with... And then, like, I can spark them together, like, hit the blades together and it creates, like, a cool steam effect. To blind my enemies. Alright, I guess I'm on a snake now. I guess I'm on, like, a metal... Okay. I'm not gonna lie, this does look really cool. This does look cool. It just... If this was in any of the mainline God of War games, like 1, 2, or 3, I would be asking, dog, what? Like, it's a big metal and wood snake tram that is leading me up to the top of this mountain. Now I need to get another one to come out of that hole. Alright. That's electricity. The world serpent is still top snake boy. Yeah, it's Jormungandr. You know, Jormungandr. Oh, hang on. Is there anything... Ah, I do see something below me. I do see a chest of earthly delights. Gimme. Sure. One more Phoenix Feather and I finally get more magic. That sliver of magic is pathetic. That tiny sliver of blue magic. Autocorrect doesn't recognize it as English. Yeah, because it's not. It's Norwegian? I can't remember which Scandinavian country. I mean, it's all part of like Scandinavian and Norse mythos, but I'm trying to remember which country. I think it's Norwegian. Journal entry, Seeker of the Oracle. How well she is guarded. The serpents are fierce, and I will conquer them. I must see the Oracle. Well, time to go to Delphi. Or are we already here? Is this already the Oracle? Please be another Phoenix Feather. Please be another Phoenix Feather. Gorgonite. Sure. I'm now like 3 Phoenix Feathers behind. The Tower of Delphi. This looks like in the Midgard or the Earthrealm section of God of War Ragnarok, or just the Norse God of War 2018 God of War. Hello, Chimera. That temple in the back, that looks like the Temple of Tyr. That looks like the Temple of Tyr. You mean the Temple of Tyr looks like this? No. I know what I said. I'm only acknowledging the good God of War games, okay? Why is it breathing ice at me? Used in 2018 in this game. Yeah, no, like I see the stepping stones. I see where they said this definitely is starting to feel like a half measure. Now, like I said, I never finished this game, and I definitely haven't played it since God of War 2018 came out. There we go. Oh, fuck. That was a multi-tap. That wasn't just a... That one, and then... I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. How are you doing, Arrow? Yeah, I definitely see where they took some stuff, not to say, like, oh, some idea, like, this is definitely the beginning of some ideas, you know? They definitely took some stuff from this as inspiration for 2018. My controller's going nuts. One second. Delicious. Oh, this is gonna be another slip and slide. Yeah. Alright, slip and slide time. I like these more than the flying sections in God of War 3 when we were going up and down the chain of Olympus. I like these sections more. Build all this elaborate shit. Well, these were all built by just people. If you remember in like God of War 1, there's all kinds of notes you can find from the great architect who's like, I'm not going insane. I've just spent 30 to 40 years of my life on this, and I've lost all of my family. All of my sons are dead, my wife is dead, but I'm fine. These things are always built by mortals. Make shit that lasts this long. They used to make things that lasted this long until consumerism got involved and they realized, hey, if we make it last forever, people only need to buy one. So we'll make it shitty so people have to buy a new one of whatever it is every few years. Wherever the world ends, there'll still be a few Nokia phones that survive. Absolutely. Okay, so that takes me up top. And that seems to be the only way I can go. Alright, only way I can go. Look at all these freaking snakes. Is there a box? Yeah, I was about to say. I thought there was just going to be a box sitting on top of the snake, but... If the architect measures... one of those... The whole thing is fucked. You blew it. And then the gods would probably, kill him. Damn it! Hey, speak of the devil. There's Zeus down there. 1 millimeter off. How could you do this?
For those who have eyes to see, I offer the lightning of Zeus.
I knew it. Electric powers. Wow. Didn't we just get ice powers? Didn't we just get ice powers that I'm not using? How could you have called? It's been a whole 15 minutes ago since you got it. God, it really was just like 15 minutes ago, too. Okay, so fire, ice, electric. Do we have a final one? Any guesses on the final element for the final face of the 4 directional buttons? Taking all bets. Please be a phoenix feather. There we go, finally. Gonna go with wind. I'm hoping for some kind of seismic attack that's associated with earth, like maybe like an earthquake attack or a tremor attack. Some kind of like sonic blast, which is like a combination of wind and earth, I guess is kind of what I'm going for. Something that kind of combines both of those into like a tremor ability, an earthquake ability. The Oracle will help me. She will see the truth. She will tell me what needs to be done. Oh my god. Seeker of the Oracle. Are we on our way? Are we gonna fight Oedipus? Is Oedipus a fucking boss fight in this game? Because, like, we've fought Heracles, we've fought Odysseus and Theseus, we have fought other, like, Greek heroes? I wouldn't say Oedipus is a Greek champion. That'd be cool, but it would require doing something besides adding a spark, flame, or cold effect, and nothing else. So the electric attack did do some stun damage. I did see some enemies get, like, knocked back by the electricity, or, like, held. I did see fire damage, and at the end of one of the combos, when you have fire equipped, it does, like, a little slash into the ground that leaves an explosion. Like, it triggers a delayed explosion. So the elements do, in fact, do something. Man, they're giving me so much stuff. Like, for a little bit of exploration, I'm finding a lot of stuff. Oh no, the magic isn't a bar. The magic is units. I now have 2 magic units. That sucks. Thank goodness these snakes have chests on them. The scaly when their fucking prayers have been answered. Thank God these snakes have chests. How am I doing on? 2,758. 2,700. I haven't even upgraded any of the elemental abilities. Uncharted 2 DLC. I mean, yeah. Angry Man Edition. This feels like the opening to Uncharted 2 when the train is like going off the side of the cliff. God. Uncharted 2 is the best one. There, I said it. Uncharted 2 is great. Now, to be fair, there are like 6 Uncharted games. I've not played them all, but... Nonchalant nature of killing. That is something that Naughty Dog has always had an issue with. People talk about, like, the ludonarrative dissonance of, I hit the button. Okay, maybe I hit them in the wrong order. I saw the thing glowing, so I was like, oh, that's R1. So I hit R1, and then I saw the prompt for cross. So I was like, oh, alright. But yeah, people talk about the ludonarrative dissonance of Uncharted 2, or not Uncharted, Last of Us Part 2, like, where you kill a bunch of people, then get to the point in the story where it's like, oh, I shouldn't kill people. Like, alright, dog, but you've been killing a lot of people to get here. Uncharted is the exact same way. Uncharted has a lot of great, like, cover shooter combat, like Gears of War style stuff, but then the morality of, like, Nathan Drake, how could you kill somebody like that? Apparently very easily. We can't kill people. Only the bad guy kills people. Yeah, so survival of the fittest and all. Well, not yeah, sort of survivalist. It's just the survivalist mentality of like it's us or them. They did not give me a choice. Yeah. Can I go down here? What's in here? Nothing. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh boy, here I go a-killing again. Yeah, no, like with the snow and stuff, this does feel very, There, okay. This does feel very Uncharted 2. The red snake has been freed! Here I go! Whee! Yeah! Oh yeah, you asked about what if they didn't measure the entryway, right? That snake just made an opening. That snake just made an opening. Is that a fucking manticore? I'm sorry, is that a fucking manticore? Can manticore fly? Do manticore have wings? It changed the button input. That's the creature flying up to Kratos. Hey, Ghost of Sparta! You just hanging out? What you doing? You're just hanging around. Yeah, it hits me off. Stab. Grab. The good old-fashioned grab and stab. There it goes. Again, it looks so cool, but I'm questioning the snake aesthetic. Like the snow and the snakes, I'm questioning this aesthetic. And keep in mind, we are still in a flashback. All of this has still been a flashback. God. Yeah, so he does fire on my enemies. What's down here? Oh, nothing? Okay. The R1 grapple just brought me to a spot halfway through the climb. I thought there would have been something down there. Fine. I guess I'll kill myself. Spent decades of our lives to build snakes to open a gate. Snakes even related to the gods besides Gorgons? Shut up, Sherry. It'll look awesome. It'll be really cool, alright? I have come from the land of the Pharaoh. It is so cold here. If I return home without seeing her, it will mean my death. Okay, so there was an Egyptian hanging. Okay, there we go. Somebody from Egypt. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so somebody from Egypt probably never seen snow before. I actually don't know if it snows in Egypt or not. That feels like one of those countries where, like, oh yeah, at night it's so cold that, like, it can snow, but then it's melted by, like, 7 in the morning, you know? But I don't know that for certain. Kratos or Atreus in Egypt? I mean, the rumor is that it's going to be Japanese. Like, Egypt is the one that people keep talking about. Risen said it earlier that Hinduism would be much more interesting, which I agree with. I think Hinduism would be very fascinating to tackle. Especially since the storytelling in these games has a lot more nuance now. I feel like they'd be able to handle something like that with more tact. You know, considering that's a real-world religion. Egypt would be interesting, but the rumor that I have heard is Shintoism. Given his bow skills? Yeah! Honestly, at this point, I have faith in them. You know, God of War 2018, God of War Ragnarok had such God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok had such a... It was such a swing for the fences, it felt like. You know, it was such a wild thing to go for. And since they fucking nailed it, I have full faith. Whatever they want to do, go for it. I have enough now. Santa Monica and Insomniac. I want to have faith in Naughty Dog again, but like the Heretic Prophecy, whatever their new science fiction game is, I'll give it a chance, but the product placement is weird. It feels weird, man. Feels weird, dog. I don't super care for whatever they're doing. Sorry, Arrow. I used man as kind of gender neutrally. Sorry about that. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Please, cool. For some reason, people seem to act like they've given up on Naughty Dog for two different reasons. One, their oversaturation in Last of Us. Two, people hate the new character we know nothing about. I don't hate their new character. It's true, I know nothing about them, but like the product placement felt weird to me. The product placement felt like, because like you've made $1 grillion with Last of Us. Do you really need to pay, or do you really need product placement? Do you really need people to pay for like advertising in your game? Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day with terms that colloquially are used in a very gender-neutral fashion. And a lot of positive or neutral ones come from... God damn it. Like male terms, like people use dude and bro in a very gender neutral way. And something that I thought about was like, we don't use cis in that same way. Why don't we use cis the same way we use bro? And I think it comes from like the sexist, homophobic, like, oh, I'm like, you know, sissy. So you have, like, the dude bros who are like, I'm not a sissy, but, like, sis, come on. It's fine. That was not fair. Main arguments. I'm in the former where Naughty Dog seems to be, resting on their laurels. People who hate the game we know nothing about is annoying. Yeah, again, like, wait for reviews. I think, you know, absolutely wait for reviews. See what it's even about. Sexism thing. People who think you're saying cis? Oh my god. I guess. But like the most like gender neutral term I can think of that has feminine origins is bitch. Like people use bitch in a gender neutral fashion. Alright, this is pretty fucking cool, I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty fucking sick, I'm not gonna lie. Can't say that on Twitch, so I tend to exclude it from my vocabulary. I mean, I say all kinds of shit on Twitch, and they still send me money. Go, 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 go. Typing is different. I mean, I allow it. It's a word I allow. The problem is, with like unique little bits of context, I've allowed a lot of phrases on Twitch. Twitch is joke platform anyway, true. But it's the one we have. I've been thinking about freaking streaming on YouTube. I think I asked that a little bit ago if people got a little bit ago, maybe like a year ago now, if people would be interested in like YouTube streaming instead or like co-streaming on both. But like trading Amazon for Google, like, God, what's the fucking... There's no ethical consumption under capitalism, but... Which just in itself is a regurgitated, like, affirmation trying to excuse, you know, why we consume the things we do without reasonable cause or excuse to say, like, oh, well, the reason I get this big pharma brand is different than the reason I don't get this big pharma brand. Doesn't fucking matter. Say whatever you need to. Just become a woman in form revealing clothes and the world is your oyster. On Twitch, I mean. What if I was a woman for real? Nice physics engine. Just gave us a big old Kratos panty shot. Alright. Snakes on a train? Real on God, no cap, no skibbity? I mean, I do feel pretty in a dress. Guy who lives in filth hasn't showered and you'll make it big? Cool, the snakes are done. Once again, can I... Nope, nothing to explore. React content? Go to kick and say slurs. Those are the three options. The Oracle Seeker's offering. A heavy payment demanded by the Oracle's new steward, the Prophet Castor. Like Castor and Pollux? The Gemini twins? I honestly don't know what the myth of the Gemini are. Gemini is? Castor and Pollux? The Fine Brothers' impact on the YouTube meta shall be felt for times unending. Oh my god, you're right. I wish you weren't. Ugh. Alright, shouldn't be new shit. Nope, already got those. I do need health now, so I'm glad I didn't open this up before for nothing. There's just like a guy.
The offerings will please the Oracle this time. I know it. No, no, my gifts. She must have them all. It will have to be enough. No! Help me! Someone please help me!
Reacting to grifters. Ones who actually make stuff on Twitch. This is the Manticore, isn't it? It's got the spiky mane and the scorpion tail. I've never... Is that true? Have I never seen a Manticore with wings before? Manticores have wings? Huh. Wow, I get 2 hits in. Oh, that's what I've been fighting, our baby Manticore. Okay, that's what these eggs are. Gross. Hot lunch. So, a face of a human, body of a lion, wings of a bat, and a scorpion or dragon tail. Though pretty much everyone does scorpion. Scorpion tails just look cool. I did know about the scorpion body, or the scorpion tail, lion body, human face. Hang on. Manticore. Huh. Okay, only half of the ones I'm seeing do they include wings. But they do in D&D, which is weird, because that probably would have been the most recent time I had seen one is in the Monster Manual. Interesting. Maybe Kratos should go to Japan with Atreus, finally retire, become a sushi chef. Alright, now let's freaking do this. How are we still in a flashback? We spent 1 hour in, like, the real time, like what was happening with Kratos, and then the whole game, the last 2 hours, have been flashback. That's nuts. I'm guessing this is the whole game, then, is flashback. And then, like, for the final fight, or the final segment of the game, we're going to be going back to Again, there's a lot of snake aesthetic going on for the Temple of Delphi. Even the bridge has little tiny fucking snake heads. That's so funny. I guess it's just like a cool animal that they haven't used before. Kratos can't retire. He makes too much money. Let's move the building to us. You know? Well, they did both. They moved the building, and then a tiny bridge extended out of the building. So there's like a little extra. It's fine. So the next God of War game goes to Japan. Who are the bosses going to be? Definitely Yamata Orochi. Probably Susanoo with will catch hands. Probably fight Izanagi. Izanami, Susanoo. Hang on. Fujin and Raijin, the twins of the storm spirits. It's like wind and lightning or something. Fujin and Raijin. There are fortune gods. I think the fortune gods would be very funny, just like kind of shit talkers that show up every now and then. If he beefed with the Kappas and they actually included Kuzenbo, oh man. Yeah, Kuzenbo would be fun. Yeah, Izanagi. Amaterasu would be fun. Don't forget Cypher, or including Fujin and Raijin. Could you imagine? They go to China and fight Sun Wukong. Kratos would have to pull some power up out of his ass, that's for damn sure. Amaterasu would be the strong, independent female lead that takes Freya's place. You know, I could honestly actually see them doing a thing where, because like, there's a lot of like really good nuance in Ragnarok with all of the gods and kind of their place. I think Amaterasu would be a great final boss. However many games take place in Japan, if they do a duology again, or if it's just one that takes place in Japan, Amaterasu as a final boss would go so fucking hard. Like, she takes the place of Zeus, almost, in the Greek games. Right, how much until 24,870? I could see Atreus taking the place of being the one who brings Amma out of the cave and into the light, bringing salvation to the world. Yeah. Atreus does have like a lot more hope in his heart. Oh, Oracle. Oh, Oracle of Delphi. I just kicked in your front door. Yo, purple. Okay, whatever this purple thing is, whatever this purple darkness power coming off of Cerberus is, or this like Hellhound, this is going to be the last elemental ability. We're going to get like the power of darkness from Hades. I would love for Mimir to travel the world with them. For Mimir to go to like all these different places. I don't think... Okay, honestly, what if it takes place in like Ireland or like Albion, like the original name of like the British Isles, and they do like Celtic gods. Like they take Mimir home. If Kratos is the protagonist still, it'll learning how to be a god. Mindless fighting is something he just learned big time to avoid. After being confined to a tree, finally gets to see the world. I would love, like, just one standalone game where they go to, like, the land of, like, Celtic mythos, you know? Yeah, Ireland, I guess. Please show Mimir what an olive is. He has no need to eat, but just, like, pop one in his mouth. It'll come right out the neck hole, but just, like, pop a little olive in Mimir's mouth. He could probably still taste stuff. Right, anything underneath? Nope. All right. This door cannot be opened. I could see the entire underlined thematic plotline being about Atreus learning how across all Pantheon god problem-solving skills start with violence and end with world-altering tantrums. Gateway gas? So maybe it'll be like the Valhalla DLC where the other Pantheons and such teach him things while they have to fight the ones not wanting Kratos to take his throne. Yeah! I like that. Alright, so I'm on that gateway gas. No, my gateway gas. My drugs. This is so funny. There's just like a snake statue spewing green, and it just lets me see a different reality. Alright. I've gotten so many health upgrades. Could do a lot of good cop, bad cop thing. One tries to make peace while the other's the guy known for killing a pantheon. A memorandum from the prophet Castor by the oracle Aletheia. By the oracle Aletheia's divine vision. The sacred mist is not to be disturbed. All misappropriated visions must be disclosed only to the prophet. Oh, because I'm in the fucking oracle. Yes, okay. Yes. So how the oracles worked in reality, like the visions that they had were from natural, like, gas vents in the mountain. Like, in what is believed to have been the Oracle of Delphi, they have found, like, natural deposits of gas coming up out of vents. So they believe that it's that oracles would huff this naturally occurring gas and get visions. That's what's happening here. Okay. Between defeating the Greeks, leading Ragnarok, he's got some baggage. Even when Kratos is just trying to get away from his baggage, he's got some baggage. Alright, let me go huff some of that gas again and see if I can find another breakable wall. Yeah, no, I genuinely, I really like this. I really like huffing the gas. Nothing to destroy. You want peace? Why don't you tell the guy who fucked up 2 pantheons that? Exactly. Kratos, like, folding his arms like, play nice. Decapitates some minor god to make a point. Like, somebody nobody likes.
Before the master approaches.
You! We have given you all you need for success, and yet you still fail us.
Is that Caster?
The statues were to be completed by now.
It is a massive task you have set before us, Master. My brothers, they need food and rest.
You
Hi.
have not been asked.
Hey,
to
Crispin
speak.
Freeman. That was the guy who played Helios in 3.
Who will be next? You there! You are now charged with the task of completing the statues.
As you wish.
We hope your work is better than that of your friend here. We can no longer stand the sight of you. You make us sick.
All right.
Worthless lot, pathetic. Every last one of them.
Yeah, all right. Excited to learn what that guy's about. Oh, duh. Let me just huff this gas real quick. No! Oh, I was worried for a second. I thought they wouldn't let me huff the gas. Okay, so it wants me to go that way, meaning I'm gonna go the other way. Be the god of war, alright. Yeah, no. The big bad hall monitor of the world. I was about to say, I hear singing. Siren. Okay. Okay, so in this game they gave the recurring enemies elemental affinity, so I'm guessing that, like, if sirens are electric, the electricity power does, you know, not as much damage. Minimal damage. The Oracle of Delphi and her acolytes. Blessed is the one who is chosen to bear the eyes. Their vision sees the truth in all of us. That unpredictable god. Mess with, kills you, takes your artifacts, becomes stronger. Thank you. God. Well, shit. Well, now I'm down here. It's like General Grievous, but more grumpy. The catacombs. Alright.
If you search for truth, the souls of Hades will aid your
I knew it.
quest.
Darkness from Hades. The power of darkness from Hades. I knew it. I guess it's soul power. The souls of Hades. Whatever, I got purple. What power is this? Purple. The soul of Hades. Release the souls of the underworld to do your bidding. Vaporizing enemies yields green orbs. Gold orbs. Oh. Red orbs are the XP, so I should be using ice more often, because killing enemies with the ice ability yields large red orbs. Wow. Soul. Fire, ice, electric, and soul. Alright. Yeah, ice gives me more XP, so I'm gonna try upgrading ice. What happens if unlock. Okay. These are gonna come. I knew it. I was about to say these are gonna come to life. Oh, don't crash on me now. Ah, okay. Ooh. Okay. The stream is definitely off. I now have an input delay on the stream, so that's awesome. Memorandum from the Prophet Caster. By the Oracle Alethea's divine vision, all priests and priestesses of Delphi are to report directly to the Prophet for new work assignments. Yeah, what? Like, jump? That's ridiculous. Alright, I think the next time it saves, the next time we get a save indicator. The tombs of past oracles. Eternal rest for those who have seen through the eyes of truth. May their only vision now be the peace of Elysium. Nice. Hey, but there's stuff over there I want. Okay, it is now saving. I'm going to try doing this with my input delay. And if it doesn't work, we'll call it here for today. No. All right. Awesome. Okay, so this is the checkpoint I'm at. Is there any way to... Alright. Input delay like crazy. Let's go. Alright, I'm going to drop some socials. I'm going to call it here for today. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. We started early this morning with the news, so we're gonna end a little early. I got some stuff I gotta do. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out. If you want to know when I go live, you can follow me on Twitch. It's free. It's easy. We have all of the milestone goals down there. Excuse me. If you want to say what I play next, like God of War Ascension, this was voted on by the Discord server. You can head on over to the Discord server and have a say in what I play. That's where I take gaming recommendations as well as host polls to vote on the games that I play. I want to thank everybody for hanging out, for the news, for God of War today. We played like 3 hours. So I noticed that like God of War 1, 2, and 3 were like 2 streams each. But God of War 3, those were like 5-hour streams. And God of War 2 was like around 3 to 4 hours each. Like they were getting bigger and bigger. So next time, maybe the second half of this game. I don't know how much of this game there is. We're definitely further than I ever played of this game. I do not remember anything of this game. This is just a new game to me. And having new God of War is pretty cool. Even when it's fine like this. This is like a good 5 out of 10 game. Even the gameplay, it's like, oh, the combat feels better, but the additions to combat are just elements on my Blades of Chaos. It swings and roundabouts. Alright. I'm gonna get out of here. Be good, be kind, treat people the way that you would want to be treated, and we'll catch you in the next one.